long as the traffic is flowing on the railroad, that's the main thing for me. It does mean that we'll have to move this one, and I realise I did just put this in, but at the end of the day, I'd rather get it right than just stick with what we had. Because if it isn't going to flow, what's the point exactly? So let's see here. So if I just leave that like that for now, and I turn my attention to the actual roads, just quickly. You're going to hate me, but I'm just going to put in a straight line to each one, just because I think it will actually look a little bit better in the long term, because I know what's going to be coming. So if we do the same here, that gets rid of the power line. That's absolutely fine. I'm not too bothered about that. But then what I'm going to do is, actually I might have to delete this back. We'll have to wait and see. Is I'm going to come in with a two-way. Is this the two-way? Yeah, two-way lane. And I'm just going to go... I'm actually going to follow that road. So I'm going to... Wait. Was that two-lane? Oh, it was two-lane. I see. Actually, I guess I need that one. So this will be the on and off for the actual traffic. And let's upgrade these bits to 4-lane. So I'm going to have my off-ramp in the middle, which is a little bit different. It's just a case of trying to get this right, because it may be that they're too close. But that's fine. I don't mind tinkering a little. Let's try and get it just right. Maybe if I do a line in like that and a line out. It just doesn't look right. I don't know why it does that. That is the wrong way round, admittedly. So it won't allow it. Okay, I'm not defeated yet. I'll try deleting these out, and then will it go in? It will. So what I'll do is, that's actually the right way round. I'll put on move it, and I'll move it a little bit. I'll get it looking perfect. Perfect as fuck. There we go. So we'll just connect those back up, and then it will actually work. So you see, it will work, but it won't work if you just use vanilla. Because unfortunately, as good as City Skylines is, it isn't perfect. But that's fine. That's why we have mods. We have mods so that we can sort these things out. And, I mean, the guys at Colossal Order know that. That's great. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to come into here and I'm going to simply set up the lane connections so that everything flows properly down here. I don't want things to be merging further back either, so I'll make sure that they all keep going straight. And then what we will have is this lane. Oh, actually, I didn't realise that. Because I've done it where the junction's coming on the inside, my normal lane that I would use to... oh, that should be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'll just set this up so that everything keeps flowing. Nothing has to stop. And let's just also check in this menu that the stop signs aren't on. That's perfect. That's all good. So what we will do now is this has already set itself up correctly. That's perfect. Make sure that things aren't splitting at the wrong part. It always annoys me when someone comes down on the left-hand lane, and then say they want this junction. They would go down to about here where the node is, and then go from this one all the way over to this one. It's like, you don't do that. You don't do that in any situation, or at least driving situations. You don't do that. It's just dangerous. So why they've set it up in the game that they can do that, I don't know. I don't know why they don't just get into lane earlier, and also why they can't just change from one lane. So, for example, if I wanted to set it up the way it should be done, I would have these lanes connecting to only the lane that is right next to them. So a car would only pass on to the next lane in its section. It doesn't cross 3 lanes of traffic to get to where it needs to go, because that causes a lot of the tailbacks that you see in this game, and it's not realistic. It's not very well done. You know, maybe there is a certain reason they've done that, and it's probably not to do with the way that they maybe wanted it, or the way that they perhaps ideally would like to set it up. It may have something to do with the way the game works. It may have something to do with the code. Maybe they have to work that way. Obviously, I don't know. I haven't worked on the code, so I can't really criticize too much. But it would be just nice if it did work that way. But it doesn't. But never mind. We will keep on trucking. Why is this? Why can't it pass over a tunnel? What's that about? Why? What? Why is a tunnel causing it to not connect? What's that about? Seriously? Come on, game. What the fuck? Never mind. We will continue on. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let's take our national road. Where are we here? National road. And then we're going to put on all the guides because I want them on. And I'm going to go just along here where it's actually going on top of the train route, if you see that. Or at least it is just here. So that's really the reason I wanted to take the rail underground, was because I knew it wouldn't fit. So will it fit here? No, it won't. We have to delete that one out, put that one in, and then use move it to make it go in correctly. Because for some reason it thinks that it would come off the other way. Go the other way round even, but whatever. So we'll just go back down. And that's one thing they could possibly look at, is when roads connect to each other, they don't necessarily go in the way you want them to. It would be a case of it just... why did I do that? Right, I want this road here. See, too much criticizing makes me muck up and do the wrong thing. So I'll just try not to criticize from now on. You know what, we might as well just keep this all 4-lane here. It's between 2 big junctions and there's going to be quite a lot of traffic. So I don't mind that there's 2 lines of 4-way road. it means that we have higher capacity through this area. So what I need to do now is just think what I'm going to do here. Because actually I was thinking about having these merge into their own respective lane. So we would have the on merge up around here and the off merge up around here. And then they'll go into the middle and come off the center. But I'm not too sure how I'm going to set that up. So I just need to fiddle a little bit here. So I would be using the one way with barriers. And let's just say, for argument's sake, this would be staying in. I think the question is where I want them to go on and off on the roundabout. And I was thinking about this the other day, or last night even. It was last night. If I did it underground, I would want to have a few entrance and exits. The problem with that is, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but what I thought I could do at first was something like this. So do almost like the spokes on a wheel a little bit, come off like that. But then what happens if, oh wait, then what happens if we want to put traffic on? Those are all offs, which is fine, but it means that traffic coming on won't be going on the right way. Which is going to be a bit of a problem. So I think the only way I can actually do it, even though that looks beautiful, I mean, it's, you know, 4 lanes coming off, it should allow all of this traffic, either way, wherever it comes from, to filter through and come onto the motorway in whichever way it wants to. But the problem is, then I can't put the on-roads on here. And, I mean, I could do it. So, let's just have a look here. I could do it so that every road comes on like so. And actually, that would look very nice. You know, all the lanes of traffic coming in to the roundabout on the outside, and then all of the ones coming off for the motorway on the middle. And the idea is that hopefully that will force the AI in this game to use the middle lane. Because let's say you have someone coming down this road and they want to go off this road. And let's just put on the arrows so it makes it a little bit easier to see. Normally, you would come down in the 3rd lane on this road. So if I just turn it round, you'd be coming down on this lane and then using the inner lane all the way around the roundabout. And, well, you'd use it for the first bit and then you'd move into the middle lane and then you'd move into the outer lane. So that's how proper traffic would flow. But in this game, they don't do that. If they go onto a roundabout, 9 times out of 10, they will all use the left-hand lane, whether they're coming off of this exit, or this exit over here. And to be honest, normally that works. If you have not too much coming through that area, then that should suffice for a roundabout. But in this particular game, that doesn't suffice, because